What's going on YouTube? It's Henry here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you my 2020 travel kit for my new GoPro Hero 8. So if you've seen one of my past videos, you'll know that I just got this GoPro Hero 8 for Christmas, and right now it's January 6th, so literally I've only had it for what, 2.5 weeks, something like that. I've never owned a GoPro previously. I don't own any fancy cameras, any DSLRs. So mainly everything you're going to be seeing on this channel, the way I film it's going to be either with my GoPro Hero 8 or with my iPhone 11 Pro, which is the camera I'm using right now. I also got this nice fancy looking podium making me look very official right now. It looks like I'm doing a damn product demonstration, right? So anyway, the case being, I'm going to show you guys how I dove headfirst into the world of GoPro. I bought a ton of accessories. That's typically how my personality is. Once I really get invested in something and I buy in, I dive headfirst. I have a ton of trips coming up in 2020. So I'm pairing the GoPro Hero 8 with a ton of different accessories. That's what I'm going to be showing to you in this video, the various accessories that I bought. And then as the other videos come out throughout the year, I'll be reflecting back or tying back or mentioning in the videos the actual accessory that I used, that I purchased in the top of the year, right? That went along with it. So some of the stuff that I bought, I'm gonna show you now, and then I'll do an unboxing. I got the KC case by GoPro. There was a ton of cases that I saw on Amazon, and I saw some reviews and some other videos that some other people did on YouTube. But one of the things that really stood out for me with this case was the fact that you could reconfigure the internals depending on the items or accessories you're actually taking yourself, which I think is going to be very important for me. And I also like the fact that it's a clamshell, so if you just throw it in luggage, gives it some protection instead of it being a soft just bag. The next thing we got is the dual battery charger, to be able to charge up 2 batteries at the same time. For me, that's always important. I know you can connect directly a USB-C to the outlet directly from the device, but the fact that you can charge up 2 battery packs at the same time and do it in a wall outlet, that to me is extremely beneficial. So this is something I definitely wanted. The next item I got was the Floaty device. A lot of the trips I'll be taking are going to be in the water. Very big into water sports, snowboarding, wakeboarding, going on the boat. I want to go into snorkeling. I just did that this past 2 or 3 months ago. I went snorkeling in the Keys. I want to go back again. I already have a trip set up in the next 2 months. So definitely more snorkeling, and I don't want to lose this expensive device. So I thought the Floaty item would be a great addition to my adventures. The next one I got was the protective housing. So the protective housing takes some bumps and bruises. You definitely want to have it protected, whether I want to put it on a tree or put it on my dog and do some catching and fetching videos. I'll do that with a little bit more security, knowing that it's not just going to break. The next thing I got was the Shorty mini extension pole. So you actually already see the device on it. That's actually the first thing that I got with the device. So I've already been using it. I'll talk about that a little bit more later, but that's another device I got, the Shorty extension pole device. This one I also opened already, because I got it at the same time as the extension pole, is the head strap QuickClip head strap. So we'll talk about that more after I'm done. And the last final item accessory that I bought was the handler. Floating hand grip. So this might seem almost the same as the Floaty device. The reason I ended up getting a handler as well is because if you are doing anything on a wakeboard, you want to be holding the device, the vantage point of how you look actually wakeboarding. I thought this would be a great addition as well, and the fact that it's on a pole, though, you might drop it, and so it definitely needs to float so we can see it and actually pick it back up. So that's the reason why kind of overlapping between the Floaty device and the handler device. So these are all the devices I got. Now that you know every device that I bought, let's go ahead and open these, and I'll give you my first impressions on them and what I think. We're going to start with the KC case by GoPro. I'm going to use my trusty Gerber Bear Grylls knife. get into it. And here we have, like I said, clamshell to give it some protection. Definitely if you just throw it in your bag, this is going to protect it more than one of those bags that you might see on Amazon. So we have two little zip ties here. Let me cut this zip tie. We have two zippers with threads on them for you to be able to easily grab them. There's a handle right here in case you just want to carry it like this for a while, whatever. And here we go. This is what I was talking about. So this allows you to reconfigure it depending on your needs. So not everybody carries the same type of accessories when they travel. So if you're somebody who takes more smaller items, you can easily reconfigure it to work for your needs. So this is something that really sold me on it, the fact that you can reconfigure it. Another thing that really stood out that I saw was this little accessories bag. So this little accessories bag, which has another accessories bag inside, the fact that it's netted is perfect for throwing in all these sharp screws, all the buckles, all these little things that GoPro devices accessories has. You just throw it into this bag, zip it up, double zip it, and it's going to be more protected in your items. It's not really going to be scratching the camera, the lenses, or anything else that's delicate. Plus, you can always take it out if you want to put some other stuff in here and you're not going to be using this, but it's great. You can put the batteries in here, you can put some of the smaller items, and then put all those screws and everything else big in here. Stuff it in, close it, and you're good to go. So far, it looks like a winner. The KC GoPro case. And we'll see everything that fits in actually once I actually have everything all set up and everything unboxed. The next item we're going to be opening is the floating hand grip, what they call it, the handler by GoPro. So this is something that you can hold while you're doing any water activity, even if you're snorkeling or if you are wakeboarding or anything that you think it may get lost, get out of your hand, and then you want it to actually be able to float and go to the top, and the orange is visible. So you can retrieve your device. So we have here how GoPro accessories are usually shipped with these little inserts. Nothing else, no pamphlets, no papers, nothing else. So here we have it. We have the handler, really light to the touch. Actually, much lighter than I was expecting. Not sure if it's hollow inside. Big orange tip. It's probably so hollow so that it can actually float. And it has the quick slide. So you're supposed to have your device already mounted on the quick release slide. Great feel to it. It has a rubberized feel to it, again because of the water. So this should hopefully hold up well in salt water. There's this little wrist guard so you can try to protect it even more. Looks nice, feels great, but the true test will be when it's actually used in the water and see what happens when it actually gets dropped, and how does it hold up with all the salt water eating into this rubberized material. That is the handler floating hand grip. Next up, we're opening the Floaty Hero8 Black. So this is specifically made just for the Hero 8 since it has a different box configuration for the Hero 8 compared to previous generations. Some people were upset about that since before you could easily just switch out the lens if it got messed up. Now you have to, it's part of the whole body, so everything would get messed up if you scratch that lens. Here we have again the same packaging that they use for their other items. Very rubbery and very bright, right? Which should stand out floating in the water. So the housing that will protect it in the back would just be your actual device, but it does have a front housing unit. I'm not sure if these are detachable. If you could get, I think you should be able to remove these. I do not think that this is accessible. It looks like it should be accessible, but there's actually a plastic, sure if you can see, there's actually the plastic glass goes all the way over here in the sides too. It's actually very, very strong, so it's not very spongy material like I thought it would be. This should make the whole device float, which is the purpose of it. But again, we'll see how it actually works and any issues with the glass or any reflections or any dirt, because you can see there's already a bunch of specs here from the packaging, if that is visible in the actual video recording. Overall, it looks nice, and the purpose for it though is more utility than actually look. Is make sure you don't lose your device when you're in the water. Let that thing float. Again, this is the Floaty Hero8 Black. Big funky orange block. Next device we're opening is the dual battery charger. So this one I actually already had open because I had been using it. That's one of the first things I started using as soon as I got it. Like I said, it's a lot better. It's a lot easier to charge your batteries when you can just connect it to an outlet, even though, you know, it's not too much trouble to open the device. I have the device right here to open the device and actually just charge it from the side. But that means that to actually charge it, your device has to be with the lid open, and it can only charge one battery at a time. The fact that you can charge two batteries with this, they just slip on, is a big plus, because these things, what I've noticed so far for my 2 weeks of having the GoPro 8, is that they run out, they die rather quickly. Then the first time I only had one battery and it was dying already when I did my first video. I was very surprised at how long it actually lasted before it died, but at the same time, it is a small device and you're running it at 4K and all these hyper smooth and stabilization features that it has now, which drain the battery since it has to run all those computations. So just to make it easier of not having to actually plug in the device, I got the GoPro dual battery charger. It comes with this USB-C cable, so this is a USB-C cable. It does not give you an actual plug. So I'm having to use all types of different plugs, you know, from Beats and other plug devices to be able to charge all these devices, since nobody wants to give you the device no more, just the cable, right? But nice and sleek. Another thing, what happens is when you plug it in, there's these two very faint looking black strips that you don't realize until you actually plug it in that it's lights. It turns orange when it's charging and green when it's charged. So that was a little plus. Dual battery charger, so far I've used it, I like it. Saves on time, charge two batteries, don't have it to have plugged into the device. That means you could be using your device while charging up your next batteries. That battery dies, switch out one of the batteries, plug in the battery, charge it back up while you're still using the device. So that's a plus. The next item we're opening is the head strap plus QuickClip. So like I mentioned, this is a device or an accessory I already had opened, since I already was testing it out when I had it, just to kind of start familiarizing myself with the type of footage you can get and how does it look when it's on your head. So I was using the head strap already. It's very comfortable. You can tell that this is higher quality. It has a great stretch to it. Inside it's rubberized so that it has some grip to it. So whatever when you put it on your head or you're wearing a hat. And then it also brings the QuickClip on the back. They do have it as using the QuickClip to put it on the back of a hat. So you would clip this on the back of a hat, but I'm not sure how sturdy that would be. But it's actually a well-made clip. It's very tight when you have to open it. And then also has a rubberized back. So that's going to be awkward. There's going to be a edit on this because, like I said, I was using my iPhone 11 to record, and when people start blowing up your phone, it cuts off the recording. So now I had to reposition the camera and answer the phone. So that's one bad thing about using your phone to actually record. The next item we're going to be opening is the protective housing Hero8 Black, specifically made for the Hero8 Black, since it does have a different housing unit compared to the previous models. This I have not opened, so we're going to be seeing it together at the same time. If nobody calls me again and keeps blowing up my phone. I wonder if there's a setting that you can do so that it just, if you're recording, it automatically blocks the call and doesn't interfere with your recording, because that is a bummer. You're on a roll and then somebody's blowing up your phone, and people tend to call me and then call me back to back to back. So here we have the famous thumb screws, or whatever they call this, for all the devices. Pretty much all the devices use the same thing. It uses, I believe this is the QuickClip. This is what they call the QuickClip. It just slides into different things. What else is here? Have some patience opening it. So here we go. Again, standard packaging that GoPro uses for their devices. And here we have the housing unit. Very different from the other models I've seen online on Amazon where you could get these cheaper. Very nicely built. If I can even get it open. Don't seem to be. Okay, so you can press here to still reach the, I think that's the power button. Yeah, this is the power button, and this would be your shot or recording button. And I'm thinking this is to open the device because there's a little arrow here that says slide, but I'm not being able to actually, okay, there you go. It is having to do with how extremely frustrating. Again, on a roll, they keep blowing up my phone. I had to answer the phone, take it off the mount, reposition it. So if this footage looks a little like it's moving or it's not completely in the same exact spot, it's because I've had to answer my phone. I think we're talking about how to open this mount. So when you open this switch, it actually opens the housing, the casing. Very, very firm, strong made. This is another door, so this door doesn't have a backing. So if you actually want to be able to use the touch screen and want to be able to change settings and not having to be opening the device and get into it and change the settings, just being able to click on the settings, you would switch out this door with this door. So you actually have to unattach it. You just unattach it from the teeth, from the grip, and are able to attach another pair, and there you go. So now you have your housing unit, protecting it, could go deeper, and at the same time still be able to access the back screen LCD. And there's some rubberized things here so that it puts more pressure on the back so water does not get in. With this, you can go up to 196 feet, 60 meters. That's very deep. So for you to be able to do that without damaging the device, you have this housing unit. Looks really good, looks great. Looks firm. We'll test it out. We'll see how it goes. Last but not least, from all the accessories I bought, just went GoPro crazy, you can say, is the Shorty mini extension pole plus tripod. I already have it on it. I typically don't even take it off so far. Been leaving it on my desk just as is, and then I've taken it out when I've done the recording, and since it actually extends, just been grabbing it, holding it like this while I record in the street, and you easily can just switch it any direction you kind of want. And it collapses really small enough that the jackets I've been wearing, I've actually been able to put it into my jackets with the whole device together with the pole without having to take it off. It doesn't even have the screw. Look at that. I think I took off the screw to do something with it. I didn't put the screw, and it's still been firmly in there. Just how well made it is that even without the screw inside, it hasn't fallen off. I just noticed right now. That's how tight these things are and how nicely made they are, that it has not fallen. The screw just gives you added security. Obviously, you definitely want to put that screw, but as you can see, I really like this so far. Just the fact that it extends a good amount, that even if you use it on your desk, if you just put it on a couple of boxes or something, you can actually get enough height to have it parallel to your face, and at the same time it's small enough that you can take with you. So far I'm really liking this Shorty extension pole. Great device, very nicely made, and like I said, so nicely made that we see that I don't even have the screw in it, and my device has not fallen off, and it was in my bag and it has not come off. So it's not just that it was placed like this. I've actually been using it and carrying it around maybe for 2 days already, and I'm just noticing that I had taken it off to do something and never put the clip back on, and it hasn't fallen off. So that's how you know it's very well made. And again, I'll continue testing this out, letting you guys know how it goes. And mainly all these accessories that I have right now is what I'm going to be using recording for my trips coming up. If there's any other accessories you think that it's a must-have, that I definitely need to have, since you see I went overboard and went over the top and bought a bunch of stuff, even though I've never recorded, I've never been into the GoPro world, and decided like I'm not only going to get a GoPro 8, but I'm going to get all the accessories that I need to film with it, because what what good is a GoPro without the accessories that let you get those very interesting different shots that you can only get with this small camera, where you can attach it and go into areas that you typically can't go with other cameras. I'll let you guys know how it works. All my stuff works together for all my trips and everything coming up. I'll also do another thing, how I actually package my box and my travel kit and all that. Right now I can't, since everybody keeps blowing up my phone, and I'm sure it's gonna cut off again, so I definitely have to figure that out. What can I do to not have people stop my filming? Here we go. All of this was for the GoPro Hero8 Black. Just got it in Christmas, super excited, and gonna be testing it out a lot. Now I got a bunch of toys and accessories to play around with, and we'll see how it goes.